Audio Jungle. Good day and welcome to News Channel Global Affairs World. I'm Abrian Mixon. Here are the top international stories. We begin tonight with a major escalation in global trade tensions. President Donald Trump's newly imposed 25% tariffs on imports from Mexico and Canada have officially taken effect, alongside increased duties on Chinese goods. The tariffs are expected to impact nearly $2.2 trillion in annual trade, potentially affecting U.S. economic growth and consumer prices. President Trump defended the move in a congressional address, arguing that these measures are necessary to counter decades of trade imbalances. Meanwhile, China responded strongly, declaring its readiness to engage in a tariff war if necessary. In a significant diplomatic development, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has expressed willingness to sign a minerals deal with the United States while also signaling openness to peace talks regarding the ongoing conflict with Russia. President Trump confirmed Zelensky's position in an address to Congress, citing a letter from the Ukrainian leader. However, this comes after a reportedly tense Oval Office meeting last week that momentarily stalled negotiations. President Trump has also launched a new wave of immigration enforcement measures aimed at reducing illegal crossings at the U.S.-Mexico border. Executive orders include a broad ban on asylum for migrants arriving at the southern border and an increased military presence to support border security efforts. The administration is also pressuring Mexico and Canada to take stronger action in preventing unauthorized crossings. In Simi Valley, California, Justice Department officials have arrested a couple accused of smuggling asylum seekers into the U.S. and forcing them to work under exploitative conditions. The suspects, Jairo John Costello and Carolina Rojas, face multiple charges including forced labor and human trafficking. Authorities allege that the couple confiscated their victims' paychecks under the guise of repayment for illegal entry into the country. The suspects made their first court appearances last week in Los Angeles. In New York City, a series of mailbox thefts in Queens has residents on edge as authorities investigate multiple break-ins. Security footage has linked a suspect to at least 3 incidents in the Sunnyside neighborhood. Victims report missing checks and packages, with law enforcement urging residents to remain vigilant as the investigation continues. With new tariffs in place, businesses across Chicago are bracing for economic impact. The 25% tariff on imports from Mexico and Canada, along with increased duties on Chinese goods, threatens to raise costs on automobiles, groceries, and retail products. Local business owners fear price hikes and supply chain disruptions as the trade war escalates. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has criticized the U.S. tariffs as a very dumb thing to do, while warning citizens to prepare for economic hardship. Canada has responded with countermeasures, imposing a 25% tariff on $30 billion worth of U.S. goods and additional tariffs on another $125 billion in American products set to follow in 3 weeks. In Athens, the Greek parliament has voted to investigate a minister's handling of the 2023 train crash that killed 57 people. The decision follows massive protests demanding accountability. Opposition leaders are preparing a censure motion against the government, while fresh demonstrations are scheduled outside parliament. Beijing has responded to the U.S. tariffs by imposing fresh duties on American agricultural products and adding U.S. defense firms to an export control list. China has also blacklisted several American companies from trading within the country. Analysts believe China's measured response indicates an openness to continued trade negotiations. Following President Trump's announcement of reciprocal tariffs, on April 2, India has less than a month to reassess its trade strategy. The Indian government has convened a committee to evaluate potential impacts on trade relations. If no adjustments are made, the U.S. plans to impose equal tariffs on Indian goods entering its market. In a cultural exchange initiative, the Indian consulate in Seattle collaborated with the Montana World Affairs Council to host the first-ever Festival of Indian Cinema at the University of Montana. Over 500 students attended, engaging with Indian films and gaining insights into the country's rich cinematic heritage. Cricket fans worldwide are celebrating after India secured its place in the ICC Champions Trophy final with a decisive victory over Australia. Star player Virat Kohli's performance has been widely praised, and team captain Rohit Sharma made history as the first to reach the finals of all major ICC tournaments. With high hopes for India's first Champions Trophy win in 12 years, fans remain optimistic ahead of the final match. That concludes our top global stories for today. Thank you for joining us. I'm Abrian Mixon, and this is News Channel Global Affairs World. Stay informed, stay connected.